Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight, a November snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Come on, set. 8, read.
54.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check, watch 54.
Now. Gone, gone.
Check three.
Look, squeeze. Shoot.
On first down, Stanley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Looking to throw. Stanley under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Now that's the way to open up a game on defense. Back-to-back sacks. We know that someone's come to play today.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Check 26, check 25.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Running right, here's Falk. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Pittsburgh. Topper.
Check 31. Show it.
Go. Ready?
Now a give left side to Falk. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Go. 5. Snap.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, Get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Here we go.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Check tight, check tight. Check tight.
Bravo.
Mike 51. It's a party now. It's a party now. 50.
Throwing again. Brady caught by Jones. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Rosas good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check the backer, check the backer. Check 24, check 24. Check 50, check 50.
On first down, Curtis. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
60 or. You're out.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like...
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Rocket, 50, plant.
They run again on first down, Chubb. The tackle is made by Adoree Jackson.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Leo!
They'll try the left side. It's Curtis. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Got it.
Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Watch tight end, tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Hey,
Man.
Kill.
Fight.
Operating from the gun. Stanley. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. So after the INT, it's Brady. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Go.
Check three.
Now.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Ready?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Jet bombers. With a 2-jet bomber.
Tight dog. Out. Check.
Now a handoff here to his running back. They find some open field here. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
On the ready.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
They're not ready.
Hey, exit.
Joker.
Spit.
To throw again, Stanley. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. A gain there of 21 yards.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Hey! General West!
Shit!
Throwing on first down. Stanley. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, Sam off!
They'll try the left side. It's Curtis. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
If it's not one guy, it's another with this defense. I mean, this is the #1 unit against the rush in the entire NFL. They know how to cover for each other, and yeah, they've got great players. They also have very dependable players, too.
Go out! Hey, Haywood! Hit it!
To throw on second down, Stanley. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch, maybe you move some motion, maybe you put him on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down.
Hey, Delta! 80 weapon! Ready!
From the gun, Stanley. He's got Smith here. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Ready up.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
At the 29-yard line.
Ready.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
All day.
6-6, pull it high.
Check.
Hey, seam 6.
Mike 51. Mike 51. Twist.
Here's Brady to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
60 or.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go, right?
Smooth.
Check safety. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Double dog. That's the way. Check. First.
Go.
Throw Throwing is Brady on third down. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Let's go. 50, plant. Greystone, travel. Go.
Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd. Nice, sweetheart. Hey, watch your heads, watch your heads. Kill.
Rock it. Get it.
They'll run on first down. Curtis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Hey, high 7. Big rip.
Looking to throw on second down. Stanley. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
Go on.
Watch safety creep.
Hey, Zoo.
To throw on third down. Stanley. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up second.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Zipper.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, orbit.
Shotgun now for Brady. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Cincinnati.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
Ready? 18, Gator. What we got? Check 61. Max box now.
Right back to him on first down. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, Foxtrot.
58, come on. Got you.
From just shy of midfield, Brady eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
Check 99. Check 99.
A run for Nick Chubb. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Hey, lock it.
Shoot. Watch the shoot.
Hard.
To throw on 2nd down. Stanley, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's the 2nd sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Cut. Hey, one Sam. Check right 54.
Now.
54.
Hey, Sam on.
No.
Look at me. Door. Hey, Alpha. You're out. Rock it. Shoot.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Stanley. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. A nice gain of 21 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They run it again with Chubb. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Check nickel. Slam.
5.
54's Mike.
Operating from the gun. Stanley will get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
We go set. 15, Lonnie. 15 line.
Hey, let's go.
You draw Porkers.
Watch the slap.
Bravo.
Switch it.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Stanley. He's going to let it go deep. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dante Pettis with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2.
Check curls.
Go.
Watch the safety.
Two jet bomber.
Twist.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. They'll go right back to the ground with Falk. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. Man open, it's Moss, complete. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings' 15.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 16-yard line.
On the double. Hey, Charlie.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Throwing now is Brady. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Ready, ready.
Mike 21.
Hey, Echo.
Ricky. Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. I got him.
Go.
Hey, check Mike 21.
Here's Brady.
Come on.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So a big one coming now for Aldrick Rosas. And Rosas puts this one through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Ready up.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Go.
Ready, ready.
And again, it's Chubb. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Curtis, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. Hey, Haywood.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll look to throw. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. This quarterback now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jalen Smith in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Hey, lock it.
Check, walk 54, walk 54. I'm going to come back to you.
Hard. Nice.
He'll look to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Look at me. Go.
Back to throw. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 4th down. First things first here, they got to pick up the 1st down.
And remember, it is 4th down, so they've got to pick up a completion here. Otherwise, this one's over.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This will be taken very short.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do?
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, This is exactly how it should end, going to overtime because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
There we go.
Next drive underway. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
61, matchbox lights.
They run.
You ain't
Chubb.
going nowhere.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
High 7.
Mike 51.
Rock it.
Check 43.
Leo.
Check three.
Let's go.
Now a first throw here in overtime. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Here we go.
Here comes a big one now in overtime. This is 3rd and inches.
Get it.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. 2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Here we go. Check. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Joker.
Steve Griffin.
On 1st down, it's Curtis. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
I say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Okay, ready?
Mike, boy, 51.
Hey, zoom.
Mike 51.
Bam. Gone.
Check 4. Shift. Hey, switch gears.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16. And the Vikings have the first down as well.
First down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Pilot 64, weak.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Third and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. Now a give right side. Curtis. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
Got it.
951. Here we go, team. Here I come. Here I come. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back.
Outlaw. 2 draw corpus. Ready?
They'll give it to Chubb. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we got the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Minnesota, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did.
Playing skills.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, roll on the wrist, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, roll on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, roll on the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, roll on the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause ice on the wrist. My bitch, you wanna be famous, They act like they made it, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the haters, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, Be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, watch out for that. I never switch, I never switch.
Since I blew, they all on my hey, back then, they know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long, that I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex slick, then he with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out the back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things, pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
What you wanna give, how much blood